All right, so let's talk about this Folio Society set. You can see here, Folio Society, Folio Society. This is one that I just sold yesterday, the set. I'm not going to know how to pronounce this. I know Minoans, Mycenians, the Mycenians and the Minoans Folio. So this is a really nice set in terms of the condition it's in terms of the value. This is one that I got um, last week. So today is Wednesday, and I got this last week. Today's Wednesday, 22nd of November 2023. It's the day before Thanksgiving. I'm here in my store, and someone called me out of the blue, found me because of my store, because I'm out there. I've been getting a lot of calls recently. So either, somehow people are finding me easier online, either through Google or just through maps, or I'm not sure what, but people are finding me and they're contacting me specifically about books, about me buying books from them. And this was an opportunity that came in where he had this set, two other individual Folio Society books, and then another 4-book Folio Society set. The other one's up there, being stored, waiting to sell. That one's not as valuable as the one that I'm sharing with you, though. This one here. So he called me, asked me if I'd be interested to buy them, and I said, sure, bring them in. And he brought them in, and I offered them. So I bought one and then two individuals, so I bought 4. They're all listed. They've all been listed for about, I don't know, 4 days, 3 days. So I gave him $100 for all of them. Now, is that too high? Well, if you look up the comps on these, they're pretty high price books. So this one was the one I had listed, actually sold first, and the only one that sold so far, sold for $150, and I took an offer. I had it listed for $200, but I wanted to move it faster, sooner than later, get my money back, and then the rest of it is profit. So I don't mind if the rest of it moves a little slower. As an example, that big one up there is going for $90. Yeah, even though there's 4 books in there, so it's not as valuable. And then I have 2 others. So anyway, the other 2, one's going for like 70, 80. I can't remember what the other one's going for. But yeah, so the rest of them, when they sell, will be profit. And Folio Society is just really good. High quality, high profit items. So this one I took an offer at $150 after fees and everything. I will get more than $100. Probably, if I'm to guess, which I am, because I have not obviously shipped this yet, so I haven't figured out how much the exact profit is. It's probably going to be between 100 and, I don't know, around, I feel like it's going to be like 125, 130, something like that. But it'll definitely be way more than 100. And so I will already have made profit off this, which is really nice considering I spent $100. But I don't do that often on small quantities of items. I'm usually buying larger quantities, and not for $100. If I spend $100 on something, I got tons of items. I got 10 boxes of CDs, or I got whatever it is. Like there was one where somebody brought me CDs and DVDs that had come from somebody who had passed away. He had a big collection, and I bought everything for $150. And even that, he was like, oh, I guess so. He felt like he should have got more, but he just wanted to get rid of it. And he was like, that's fine, that'll work. And I got a lot of inventory. But this one is different, right? So this is something that comes along, and they are absolutely, definitively high-priced items that do sell. Folio Society. Look them up yourself. There's a lot of different ones. This happens to be one of the more pricey ones. And depending on which one it is, these aren't $20 books. These are typically going to be $50 and up books. Many of them are going to be $75 and up. And many are going to be $100 and up, if not more. Like this one has sold for over $200, but the lowest price was, I think, like $225 or so. but they're just not selling that often at that price. So I figured, well, if I offer 200, or if I list it at 200 and then take offers, I can probably sell it quicker. And it did sell quicker, uh, which I'm happy with instead of sitting around waiting. But, it's up to you. Spend $100 on something. Maybe you want to fully maximize profit and you're not going to sell it for less than 200, this one. And then the rest of them you're going to price higher, etc. And they probably eventually will sell, but as long as you don't price them too high. Just to show you, these are really beautiful books. As you can see, the covers are just awesome. So as you can see why they're very collectible. They do have some images and drawings and whatnot in there as well. It's got a really beautiful title page as well. So yeah, these are beautiful books. When you see them, you're not going to really typically find these kind of books at a thrift store. You might get lucky and find some, but probably not. You're probably going to have to go to an estate sale, or I don't know if someone will be selling these at a garage sale, but you might have to pay up on them. But again, if someone's willing to part with them for much less, even if it's higher than you're typically spending, you can get some good money for them. So this is an example of paying up, but making more profit or higher profit. So if I spend $100, I'm going to get back my 100 plus maybe 25, 30 extra dollars on this. And then when the rest of them sell, I'll more than double my money. So 200 plus. I'm looking at 250, maybe closer to 275 after I sell everything, possibly 300. It depends on what, if I can get maximum amount for the other ones. But even if, let's say I make 250 off of $100 spent, so I'm making $150 profit. Is that something you're willing to do off of a couple of items, right? And I know a lot of people might not be willing to do that, especially when they're first starting out. But if you've been doing this for a while, you know that, if you spend $1 on something and make $20 versus you spend $100 on something and and get $250 back, which means 100 into 250, which is $150 profit, versus $1 into 20 profit. It's great. I do $1 into 20 all day, over and over again. But of course, $20 is not enough money. You have to sell many of those items to reach the profit of these higher profit items. So I'm opening my eyes to these opportunities more as they come to me. You just have to make sure that you're buying something. Like, I know the Folio Societies are great. Make sure that you're buying something that actually is going to bring you those higher profits so that you can make it worth spending $100. If you're going to spend $100, let's say, on these, but they only sell for $150, I mean, that's not worth it. I would say you want to at least double your money. So I spent $100 on 4 different Folio Societies. I want to at least make $200 profit after everything, so that I doubled my money. But I'm looking to make more than that. But I actually had calculated when I bought them that I would make around $300. But this one I did take a little bit lower than I initially calculated, but that's okay. I'm still looking at more than doubling my money. And even with this, I am about 75 or $70 away from doubling my money, which would just take about selling one more of the other items to do that. So yeah, keep this in mind. These kind of opportunities come along. For me, it's been coming along because people have been calling me, finding me somehow. I'm going to start asking people how they're finding me online. And yeah, it's been great. So I had another person who called me also that had a book that when I first looked it up, they claimed it was worth $1,500. And when I looked it up, what they were basing that off of was the only copy being sold on Amazon, which was $1,500. So in their mind, it's worth $1,500. But I believe the item had either never sold on Amazon, or maybe the rank was like 9,000 or 9 million or something like that. And then I couldn't find any on eBay. it didn't seem like it was worth it. So I passed. But then when I did some other research, I think it was something about me not looking it up correctly. I can't remember exactly, but when I was on the phone or after I was off the phone with them, I looked it up and I did find that two of the copies of that particular book had sold on eBay. One sold for $350, the other sold for a little bit less than that. It doesn't show you exactly, but they took an offer. So I was thinking, well, clearly that's a book you can sell for like $300. Maybe I should have offered him something. So those kind of opportunities come along. That one I regret a little bit, but it was on the phone, and I think from here on out, if people claim they have a high profit item, I'm going to ask them just to come down, because these kind of opportunities do come along, and I think they're worth it. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next video. Take care.